Hello and welcome back to the only game that allows you to piss all over physics and science. It is Universe Sandbox. Universe Sandbox is a game where you get to basically destroy trillions upon trillions of life forms. I wonder how many life forms I have killed in the several, like 180 something hours I've put into this game on Steam. I think what I'm gonna do is try to stop an object with rings. If I just add a Saturn ring, oh yeah, it takes into account the Earth's tilt, so I'll have to do it. And it's not the big deal, I'll just launch something like at an angle that's a little too fast for time. How about, there we go. I think I'll just launch the moon. This is my control. I thought I clicked on launch. Go with like, right here. That's not gonna do anything other than just mess with the good sword, but it didn't. Okay, it did clear a path. I didn't think it did anything. It's just gonna whip right past the earth and not do anything of note. Except for just annoyingly eat some of its rings. Which really isn't that big of a deal since, you know, due to the differences in speed and whatnot. The ring... Why is this so dark? The rings begin to fill in the gaps and make this cool looking spiral. Yeah, that is awesome looking. And now the solar system gained another planet. The moon. It's weird to say. So yeah, a normal mass ring does nothing. So Control Z. Expected Control Z to get rid of the moon, then the rings. But okay, what I can do is go into the ring section again. And when I click on a ring, click on the pencil, and I can mess it with the mass. So a total of 1,000 kilograms. 2 atmospheres worth of mass. Not oceans, I mean, of mass. Which, I mean, depends on the ocean. That's not really that big, can I? Oh, I thought I could launch moon, rings for a second. About 2 oceans worth of rings to stop the moon. Looks like it's just gonna skip. Actually, never mind. I was gonna say it's gonna skip right over the rings and just mess with the gravitationally, but it actually ate some of the ring particles. So again, that did nothing. So let's go back to the Earth and watch as the rings begin to go into their new orbits, because some got pulled up into a different plane of being, both up and down. Now like I said, the motion, the speeds will make it spiral shaped, which I think is cool. Yeah, let's get rid of the rings again. You know, I'm gonna go into an empty simulation real quick because I'm bored, and since I don't want to deal with the Earth's oh, I almost launched that boy. The Earth's tilt, I'll just make Mercury 1 Earth mass and just change its what would be a day like that. Oh, it was kind of close. So now it's essentially the Earth, but Mercury, okay? They've changed the UI a bit since I've last played, so it's kind of thrown me off. So instead of it being, you know, 2, I should probably at least I'll do 2 moon masses worth of ring particulates. Same speed, and now since it's horizontal, how about it's like right through there. Well, now it's perfectly horizontal because Mercury has no tilt. Where's the moon? There it goes. I can just fire it in a straight line. Well, I actually think it's more diagonal now. Whoops. Well, I thought I did you at like 10 kilometers a second, not like 1. Uh-oh. That's just gonna skip right by and slam right into the planet. That's just cool to watch. I don't know why. It's like some are moving faster because they're closer to the planet, and some are obviously moving slower because they're further. I'll just add another ring. That's the wrong button. Another layer of rings on top. So Saturn rings. Let's go with 10 lunar masses. Then launch the moon. Yeah, you can see the mass difference. See? I believe the top row would be the ones I just added, while the bottom row are the ones 820492. So yeah, these are bigger. So we have a total of 12 lunar masses in orbit around Mercury. I almost said the Earth because that's the mass, and I had it at Earth before. What's the, oh, auto velocity. Let's go with 10. What's the problem? Okay, it kind of looks like Earth with like the way the magma is a little from a distance. That kind of looks like the shape of Africa a little. Now I'm gonna have to squeeze it to like in between the rings. Okay, it's gonna go in there, slam through, and do absolutely nothing except for getting bent around the planet's gravity, torn apart a bit, and then just throw some more rings so that actually did more. So now it'll have 2 extra spirals on top of it. Oh, now that gave Mercury some speed. I'm just gonna slow down the... Actually, wait. Since I slowed down Mercury, watch the rings. It might not be that dramatic since Mercury wasn't moving that fast. Yeah, it did almost nothing. It's because Mercury is moving and it is the strongest thing gravitationally, so it's obviously holding onto the rings. So as Mercury flies through space, it's holding onto the rings that are in orbit around it, moving at a set speed. But if Mercury, let's say moving 2 kilometers a second, then stops to half a kilometer a second, suddenly, like not over time, gradually, like if it just suddenly stops to half of a kilometer a second, the rings are still moving as if Mercury was still at 2 kilometers a second. So Mercury's gravity begins to pull it back and causes a mess. Okay, so a total of 12 lunar masses did absolutely nothing. You know what? I think we're about to pull out the big guns. Up to Earth mass. Actually, I should probably remove all the other particles. So fragments be gone, particles be gone. Why is there still a fragment even though I deleted fragments? Hello? Fully escaping bodies. I did nothing. Okay. So Saturn rings. Let's go with 3 Earth masses. Whoa. You know, let's add that a few times. So now it's what, 9? Yeah, math. 9 times the Earth's mass in orbit. Now that's kind of bugging out because the particles aren't supposed to be that big, so... Oh, I gave Mercury slight tilts from the impact. That's cool. Technically, ring particles don't have mass. Not mass, gravity. So they are not going to be pulling on the moon since they are bigger, but the moon will begin to pull on them. I mean, technically forever, but it would just get counteracted by other stuff. You can actually see more, I think, of the moon's influence because the pieces are just that much bigger. The moon begins to enter the rings. Slow down time a little. Oh, they're spinning really fast, that's what's happening. And its gravity begins to pull them into each other, so you have ring pieces hitting other ring pieces. But eventually, the moon's gravity wins and begins to slam into the moon, causing devastation. And I just realized the moon is gaining mass. I did not think this through. Since each one is fairly big and there's several of them hitting at once, yeah, that's adding mass. So it's actually influencing it more as it gets bigger and bigger. I like how it just clears out a row, then goes through. I'm just like, oh, the little gas is gonna get captured by Mercury's gravity as it passes through. You know, mild 4200 degrees Celsius. That didn't hurt anyone. Mercury's gravity is gonna try to slow it down, but it's moving way too quick. And then it's just gonna slam into even more particulates actually at an angle, so it's just gonna pull them down. I think that's just from all the impacts. So delete that. So now we have a huff of cloud. Oh, that's so cool. Especially since they're so much bigger, you can see it more real time. I love the little just rift in the middle of them. I think that's just part of their orbits, like they'll be really close to one, then slowly spread out, causing the spiral shape, and then fall back in together. You know what, I'm gonna stop all velocities so they all just slam into the Mercury, increasing its mass. Since, yeah, oh boy. Gonna be a total of what, 10 times now? Saturn ring. Let's go with, say, you know what, let's just go to Jupiter. 10 Genovian masses. Oh, those are some big ring particulates. Let's add another, so a total of 20. I'm gonna have to monitor the moon's mass. Wait, how big is a single particle? 1.27 Earth masses. And its radius is 1.29, so it's a little bit wider than the Earth. All of them, so that's why all their models are in each other. Go in for the cinematic shot here. Slow down time a bit. In case you don't know, you can use the number pad minus and plus to speed up and lower time. So yeah, let's have them get fairly close together. Now my biggest concern is them missing. There's like the moon's gravity affecting them, and then pulling on the moon, not the moon, Mercury, and slamming into it. And I realized I did it at an angle again. I always do this, I don't know how. So it's just gonna slow it down. The moon looks so small. Well, the moon is kind of small actually. It's like the size of the United States, I want to say. I thought we were much closer, but no. As the moon approaches, its gravitational influence becomes stronger. The closer you are to something, the more of its effect you feel. We're about to have first contact. That is really close. And as of again, no, I was looking at a weird angle. Oh, the moon is getting hit already. But yeah, it's gonna grow a lot, which is not going to be good. It's just absorbing mass, and its model's completely covered. Oh boy, when these fall out of orbit, this is not gonna be good. And we're approaching 10,000 degrees Celsius, probably because from all of the impacts. The moon is now cleared through the ring and is a glowing ball of smoke now. Just slam into Mercury, causing its mass to, I was about to say lower a bit, but never mind. That's how impacts work. Now we have the wave. Oh boy. Are they hitting each other? Oh, the spiral of things that are incredibly large, kind of scary. I'll give that one more shot, but with a ton of mass. Whoops. So Mercury, 15. I meant to do 10.5, but I put 15 on accident. So view, no. Add rings, Saturn. Go with like 10,000 solar masses. Oh no. I just wanna see if I unpause. They're surprisingly not hitting Mercury. Oh no, the lag. A single particle has the mass of 4 suns and the radius of 1.2. Let's launch a moon through it. How has it not gained any mass? Well, it's gained some. But whatever has happened, what? Oh crap. That's enough universe. Oh, I figured out what happened. Some of them, because of the moon's gravity, got slammed into Mercury. Then, since they reached several times the size of the sun, it quickly gained mass, so rapidly it exploded, turning into a supernova, destroying everything, and I have no idea why the moon just got yeeted into oblivion. And let's halt all velocities. This applies to literally everything in the game except for supernova explosion. For some reason. Now we have to do the fun part of all the particles slamming. I thought it did affect. What? Why aren't they falling inward? Gravity's on. If you enjoyed this video of whatever this was, hit that like button, subscribe if you happen to be new to my channel, and change notification settings to all so you always know when I upload next, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.